Day 107. So today, I'm gonna have to cut and connect all the adapters because I bought a HomeFlex tubing cutter. Even though it's not HomeFlex, it's the Shield CSST, but they'll cut the same, I'll say that. And also I bought 2 ratchets spanners, so they should work very well because they seem pretty durable, I'll say that. So here we go, guys. In this time lapse, you're gonna see me cut this end again because I didn't do it well with the angle grinder. Even though I smoothed it out and everything, I just want to make it precise with a actual cutter used for it. Alright, so actually that was relatively a lot easier than I thought. Besides, well, I had to cut the excess layers, the 3 layers that are on top of the CSST tubing, the steel. I had to cut those off with my pocket knife, but yeah, that just took a little bit of time, but yeah. It's been about a good 30 minutes, but yeah, I did some more research, YouTube videos, biggest research there is, and I wasn't down one corrugation. I was basically at the end with the 2 clamps that go under here and that screw and tighten for a metal to metal seal, but I was one corrugation, I didn't have one corrugation exposed. So I undid it, and after I found out, I undid it and everything, and yeah, that's pretty tight, it seems. So I'm happy about it. On to the next stuff. Now I'm gonna do this end. Cut that end piece off and basically make an attachment right there, because then I have to do later that end and basically make 2 attachments for T size. Finally, after prying and pushing so long, I finally got the end to come through that. I drilled, well, I gave a little bit more of a hole, a little bit, and then I had to push and pull with a vice grip and some other stuff. But that's finally good. Now, let's add an attachment. This should definitely be a clip where everybody can follow along, I hope, for all the stuff I'm about to do and show. So this is going to connect to this right here by this 1/2 inch connector, and this is an appliance connector that I'm going to attach to the bottom of the, well, to the CSST cable, well, piping at the bottom. So, but what I have to do, since the other ones did not need taping, But this does, I'm going to tape this. What you always want to do is you want to go clockwise with it facing you. So do it like this, make sure it's tight and secure, and you just go around like this. Oh, it slid a little bit, so I'm going to go a little bit more. It keeps unraveling. So what I'm going to do is basically, there we go. Now that it's not on the roll, it's a lot easier for me. Well, somewhat. It keeps sliding a little bit. So I'm just going to do that. Right there. And that should be good. And then you screw on like this. So that way it doesn't bunch up or mess up really at all. And that's a metal connection piece. So what I will do is I will make sure that it can't move while I'm doing that, so it's very nice and tight now. There's no way. Yeah, that's nice and tight. All right, so with that connected, the next connection is this appliance connector. So for this, I'm gonna go ahead and do this thread right here. I'm gonna take this plastic off the back. It's like that. And I'm going to take a little bit off. So that's 1, 2, 3 right there. That's a good amount. All right. And you always go clockwise with the thread facing you. It's the best way to do it. Because if not, it will just keep messing itself up and trying to go with how you're screwing it. All right, so that is pretty tight, I think. So for this, since this turns right here, it's a lot easier. So what I'm gonna do now is put this in like this and start turning it like this. Like that. And to make sure it's secure and it doesn't mess up with all the other stuff, I'm going to have this securely around that. So that way. There we go. And I'm going to get my spinner. Okay. have that vice grip on just to watch it and make sure there's no turning. And if there is, like it just happened, I will secure it with my other hand so it cannot turn whatsoever. And this is getting tighter, so I'm going to tighten the spanner a little bit and give it 2 more quarter rotations, 50% more. So it should be pretty. Yeah, the only thing that's blowing air out is this. So a way for me to test it later on is, you'll see. Now for this underside portion of it. So this has to connect to here, but an additional piece, this shutoff cock, will be connecting to here, right here, and here, on the bottom side of this appliance connector. So I'm getting ready to do it. What I'm going to do now, as the thread goes, do it clockwise and wrap this Teflon tape around it like this. And make sure I cover all the threading. That way there's no weak points for seepage. And then I'm going to take this and screw on the shutoff cock the same way as I did it, clockwise, so the threading doesn't bunch up or anything. And I'm going to make sure it's very tight, like that. And also I'm going to use my spanners. Okay. I always make sure I do it so it's excessively tight. Doesn't feel like there's any rudimentary noticeable leakage right there. So what I'm going to do now is get another section of Teflon tape and cut off a portion. And now wrap this, and I'm going to do it backwards because I'm not looking at it. So I'm going to go counterclockwise, which is how that works. Okay, and now that's done, I'm going to put it in a good position because this is a little bit long for what I need. So I'm going to put it in there, and then there it goes. Okay, I gotta deal with this again, but I'm gonna resize it to fit like that, and this one like that. Okay, you know what? That should fit it a little bit better. At least more. I think that's pretty tight, but I won't be able to actually tell until, honestly, I get it all working with, well, actually doing a pressure test. So I won't be able to tell until then. So what I'll do is I'll just set this like this right there, and then later I'm gonna come and secure it so it can't move at all. This is gonna be the hardest section, really, because what I need to do is basically cut it. The CSST, cut one side right here, and then attach on both sides the endings, and then attach it to this T, so it can run that way and then run this way to the EcoTemp L10 water heater. So I think I probably, just to be, well, on the very safe end, what I'm gonna do is kind of use the hole saw again and just make the hole a little bit wider. Not, yeah, just make it wider. What I'm going to try and do now that I cut 3 more additional holes for this is I'm going to try and just basically cut it at some angles and basically turn it over after I loosen it and try again. What I've done so far now is basically I bent it a little bit, and also I used a razor blade to cut the remaining last little bit of steel on. It was like 1/8 of the size of the rotation, so I only cut 1/8, like a little bit, and I'm gonna go cut it additionally anyway, so it's not gonna be too much of an issue. I hope. We'll see. After a bunch of different tries, I tried a bunch of times, I finally got it on. And what I decided, because I was trying to do it from here to here, that's almost it's just difficult to do it that way. And I had this one, which was also difficult, but it was actually a lot simpler. And also, yeah, I made the hole a little bit wider, and I will patch that up later after I'm done with propane, water, and some other stuff. But yeah, now all I have to do is cut another CSST section to attach to the EcoTemp L10. So yeah, I'll see about the time. which is, you know what? You know what? I'll cut the CSST and make the other section and do the connections. And then I'll call it a day. I figured since it's pretty much complete, and I'm gonna try pressure testing it tomorrow. We'll see how I can get that done. But yeah, I'll just give you a walkthrough. So underneath there is where the propane tanks are mounted, and then it goes to right here, and then it comes in from right here, and it goes all the way to here, and here's the T section, and this comes up to a shutoff cock right here, which a 1/2 inch to 3/8 right here, so it can connect to my EcoTemp L10, and the other section goes from there, goes under here, and keeps coming right to here, and underneath here, it comes out to another shutoff cock and connects to an appliance connection right there to my Ramblewood cooktop. And that's pretty well, I think. And yeah, I think later I'll probably add some stuff and some other stuff. But yeah, I'm pretty happy that I got this much done today. See you guys tomorrow.